You're such a loving and compassionate person that at one point in your life, you dimmed your light for the sake of others so that they wouldn't feel bad about themselves. You're so aware of people, hoping for their growth, hoping for them to see the light, that you dimmed your own light to make them not feel so bad about themselves. And now you're giving them silence because God has called you to. And they're getting angry at that silence. They're talking behind your back. They're racing to your relatives. Your family's connecting with the old demonic friends of your life. The world's teaming up against you. God's chosen vessel. And all you did in the beginning was try to help them. It was to your own detriment. And God was showing you that every time you come around these people, your heart was in the right place, but He had to show you that it's not your job to get these people saved. You've planted the seeds, right? And now He's showing you how to embrace who you are. There is no dimming your light. People are going to have to rise up to your level because your presence is a gift. It's a blessing. Your presence is a blessing. And people have taken that for granted. So if people want to be around you, there's no more acting like you owe them your time, your energy, your assets, your finances, your time. You spend time with the Most High and you're after His own heart. And He chose you knowing that you would be strong enough to let go of these individuals, to give it to God. It's the only way that He might be able to wake them up. They're going to have to miss what was right in front of them, what they took advantage of. They've always known that there was something great about you, and it was your heart, and they took advantage of it. They saw it as weakness, but it was your greatest strength. And now He's developing the skills inside of you that's going to elevate you to a new level, for a new season, for new blessings. These people wanted you to hash out your blessings to them. And instead of riding with you, they wanted to act like you were being a bad person. All you were doing is telling them what they needed to hear. Because no one else in the world... getting a phone call. No one else is willing or able to tell these people what they need to hear. You are the one. God's chosen, God's beloved son or daughter. He's strengthening your heart and building you up and maybe pulling you into a season of isolation. But you don't feel lonely. They want to make you feel like you're depressed, you're alone, you're lonely, but you have God. They're being used to plant these negative seeds like you've changed, there's something going on with you, they're telling other family members that you're going through something because you're not. See, they can't see that God is as real as who He is. And they're so far behind. They're not even lukewarm. They're not even lukewarm. So they think in their mind that since you are obsessed with God, that you're supposed to be doing the ritualistic modern Christian things, and you don't. And that has them all confused. So they think they can add that to their down talk. Oh, yeah, they're not going to church. They're not acting very godly. He or she's not letting us, abuse him mentally, physically, spiritually. You see through all these games. They don't understand how they're digging themselves a hole. It's destined to be that God is removing you from them for them to be able to reflect. We can't get in the way of God's wrath, and part of God's wrath is letting them internalize what they've done in mistreating you. If we were to stick around them, like we've already forgiven them, they've already been forgiven. And they're so hard-headed that they want to act like they never needed forgiveness in the first place. So they're just trying to brush everything off and run away from the main issue. They want you and everyone of the world to disregard the truth. They want you to let go of the truth. To put it behind you while they act dumb about all of it. But see, they can't hide from the truth. It's festering inside of them. They're suffering, running from it. So they have choices to make. And a lot of them are making the wrong choice. Thinking that God don't exist. Thinking that God can't see their heart. They think that they're getting away with how they're treating you and how they feel about you in their heart. We can let them feel devastated for this season. It's time to level up and to gain back that time that was lost in thinking that everyone had their best interest or had our best interest at heart. You're not a pushover. You're a strong and mighty warrior of God. You're here to conquer the land. A lot of us we're like Joshua, where he was given the reins to lead the people. And you can imagine how frightening that must have been for Joshua. God is trying to propel a lot of us into that next season where he trusts us with leading his people. Where he says, go out on that mission. I have a task. Conquer the land. Scale that mountain. I am with you. Don't be afraid. So we're being unleashed from bondage of others. We have God. We have the Savior. We are protected on all sides. We have the greatest bodyguard that exists. There's no turning back. We are fit to be soldiers, to be warriors of Christ. He says, one that puts their hands to the plow and looks back is not worthy of me. We wish them well in our hearts, but we're going to let God do what he plans on doing. We're not getting in the way of what he's trying to do. And it doesn't seem easy, to leave people behind. But he has had to show us time and time again not to dim our light. Because being around these people, they've always been able to influence us in a negative way more than we can influence them in a positive way. And we've had to learn that. And He's had to show us that more than once. And now it's our time to give back to ourselves, to focus on the mission, on the task, to seek His will, to be aligned with what He wants us to do. He has a mighty plan for you. You're not just some random believer. You're a chosen child of God. You have a Moses type status to fulfill. You are one of these mighty people of the Bible. God said that you would do greater things than Jesus. God being Jesus, them being one. He said, my people will do better things, greater things than me. So how can we even start the process? By being in the presence, willingly, of those who are relentlessly staying with the world. They tried to pull you back. I've said it before. They're trying to pull you back, but God's treating it like a slingshot. He's going to let go of that thing, and you're going to take off. Take off into self-love, healing, blessings, working to give to people that want to receive. He's going to train you to use your creative abilities, to identify your gifts and talents, and to multiply them. And eventually, these people that have doubted us, they're going to see. They're going to see. And the roles will be reversed. And by then, it's going to be too late for them to jump on the bandwagon. They're going to have to come bowing down in humility. There are none that can touch God's anointed. They've messed with the wrong one. And God is strengthening us to transition into owning who we are. He wants to make us tough, disciplined, to have boundaries, to not have communion with darkness. We can't dim our light. We have the light. We weren't meant to be placed under a table. We have to let that thing shine. We have to let that thing shine. Others are going to see the light and gain hope, confidence. You were gifted. You were gifted with qualities that others didn't want you to be aware of. The demons in others have tried to hold you back, to take advantage of your kind heart. God knew all of this would happen. And it's a season where we're waking up to the tough truths. It won't be easy in letting go, but it is simple. And God will give that confirmation as He does. He always knows how to come through at perfect timing. So I hope this inspired someone today. You have the light. Let it shine. All right, y'all. Stay tuned and God bless.